Everybody, welcome to Surprise Radio. I'm your host, Surprise. Thank you so much for joining me, and I have a very special guest with me today, Hooked Like Helen. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
having us.
you. Super pumped.
If you don't mind, introduce yourselves.
Sure, I'm Nikki,
I'm John.
and we're Hooked Like Helen from Cleveland, Ohio.
Very cool. Takes care of this next question of where you're based out of. So tell me about the meaning of your name.
So, as you just heard, I'm not actually Helen, even though a lot of people, it's kind of like the Hootie and the Blowfish thing. But there is a Helen. She is like an older lady, a family friend, a former coworker. Like, basically, she's the reason through a bunch of different ways that John and I met each other. And it was almost like one of those like we feel like a destiny thing. Like if one of the things hadn't panned out, another one would have. Like we were just sort of like made to be together and have our band and our family and stuff. So it's an homage to her, to Helen. And then, John and I, we were musicians together before we became a married couple. But when we found out that we were going to be having a baby, I had to quit all of the things, all of the unhealthy habits that I had, and like the kind of like last like hard thing to kick was my like addiction to Diet Coke. And I said, at least I'm not hooked like Helen is on Diet Coke, because she was doing like a big gulp a day. And so we were like, hey, that kind of sounds like a band name.
The band name alert went off in the back of our heads, and we're like, band name, Hook
Yeah,
Like
so
Helen.
I put it in my notes in my phone, and then the next
Along
thing,
with like 20 other names
yeah,
we had. And that one made it.
that was the one.
I always feel bad when bands do like Eva Under Fire. Poor Amanda constantly gets called Eva, and it's just that is the nature of the beast. But anybody that knows better does know better. So how long have you been together?
So we've been married for like what,
13?
like 12 years or something, 13 years.
We've been here.
And Hook Like Helen started right around that time. But we weren't like a full blown touring band at that point. We kind of started out really teaching ourselves how to record, and we were creating music for like film and TV, just because we started in a different band together in LA prior to that, and then moved to Ohio when we found out we were having our baby, and because that's where he's from originally. So like it was like new baby, newly sober, like we
New band, new state.
yeah, landed in the cornfields in Ohio, had to say goodbye to our old band, but we did inherit a small home studio setup from John's uncle, who had passed away, and he was a sound engineer like in Seattle. So we did what we felt, music was in our heart and our soul. No matter what, we were always going to be creating music, so we did what we felt made sense at the time in our lives, and that was self-recording and doing sync music. So Hook Like Helen's been around for a while, but we really just started touring and everything about 3 years ago. So it's just been like a journey and an evolution.
So you did bring it up yourself just a little bit. You talked about it was about 13 years ago on your bio. You talked about being sober for 13 years. You talked about being mental health advocates. I wanted to really hone in on that for a minute and kind of have you talk about that yourselves.
Sure. I mean, for me, sobriety and mental health are kind of very interconnected. I was using substances due to basically trying to put a band-aid on some trauma that I had. And I know, everybody's experience is different. This is just kind of what unfolded for me in my life. So as I actually got sober, when I found out I was going to be having our son. And so that kicked the, that actively dying from alcoholism thing. But really, there was a whole lot more healing that needed to be done in order to kind of become, who I really was supposed to be before the trauma. That kind of has, it's a journey, and I'm still on it now. So, there have been a lot of revelations and things that have happened over my life since getting sober. And, the music is really reflects that, like what I write about and sing about is, my experience and my like autobiographical truth, just in terms of the things I've been through. And, you know, as we've connected with fans through our music, we realize like how actually helpful it can be for some people to be able to connect with songs about these topics, and like to it, like the way it was resonating with people, and like they'd reach out to us and like tell us what it means to them, we like realized that this was kind of like a bigger purpose for us, you know, than just the sort of the self-expression and like the selfish cathartic thing that music is, you know, whether you listen or create it. And now it was like, oh my gosh, like this gives purpose to like what I've been through in my life and the trauma and the abuse and all of this stuff. And even just the recovery journey is crazy, you know. So we really kind of took that on, and we've branched out and started. We do a program called Concert and Convo that we created a few years ago, where we go to like university campuses and like play, like rock out our music in like lecture halls for psychology students. And then we also discuss our mental health journey, and we do like a Q&A. And you know, it's weird because it's not like the normal rock fan demographic that we're used to, but like it still seems to work.
Yeah.
Like we're like rocking out and, you know, with the classroom and all the stuff and the bright lights and everything. But they always open up, the students, and they always like get really real and thoughtful and vulnerable with their questions. So it's
That's
just
one
been
thing about rock music is it does help you get to that place, and it also is a good way. Not only are you listening to the song and it helping you, like you said, the people that tell you that the music helps them, but it also gives them a chance to talk to you, and maybe they have a way that they hear the song that you can just kind of let it be ambiguous and let them have it. And then maybe there's other times that you can tell them, no, this is the actual meaning. It's cool for you to have your own. But, and I love that idea that you're able to actually have that back and forth with them.
yes, that's so cool. And that is like that's so
It's
what
the most
music is.
fulfilling. It's the most fulfilling part. Like the first tour we went on, all of these songs that we were singing, and Nikki was singing, being vulnerable. Like the response we got from the people in the crowd of the thank yous for telling your story and the thank you for being vulnerable, and so many people at just a regular rock club wanted to open up, like not even the college thing. And I mean, I don't know, that just kind of gave us like more motivation to keep going. I know you already said kind of purpose or whatever, but also motivation, because I never really thought I was in this to help people, but like that's pretty, I'm happy that we are though. So I'm like, oh, okay, well that works.
Yes. And I love what you said about ambiguousness in music, because I like really do try to leave like a space open a lot of times, because half the time I don't even know what I'm writing about at first. I just know that it's a feeling of like something that I absolutely must express this, like this has to. And then like as we're performing it, as we're going through the recording process, it starts to click, like, oh, this was this was me talking to my inner child or whatever, you know. And so being able to
Absolutely.
have just that space to like let people interpret.
Absolutely. So tell me about your favorite singer or band.
My favorite band, I tell everybody, I like Green Day. That's kind of who got me into rock music. Growing up, I liked hip hop and stuff, and my dad listened to like Guns N' Roses and early Alice in Chains and Metallica and stuff like that, and then Led Zeppelin, all that. But the band that got me going was Green Day. I just identified with the lyrics and the emotions of the songs.
It's funny. I kind of got my start listening to hip hop and R&B in the 90s as well. I love 90s R&B. It was so good back then. And then later I started getting into Def Leppard and Metallica and rock bands too. So that's cool.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. I love the 90s R&B, like In Vogue and stuff. It's one of my favorites. Michael Jackson's my number one top. Like if I have to say one, it's gonna be Michael Jackson. Like, and I feel like now, like, hey man, I'm not a poser, like, because everybody's all jumping on the Michael train right now. I'm like, I've been saying this. But I'm so happy to see that everybody's super pumped on Michael. But also Green Day, also Metallica, also Nirvana, also Mariah Carey, also another great 90s R&B.
Hmm.
Prince, Jewel.
Well, to me, it's all about like the live performance. You really love a band, and then you
Yeah.
see live, and then they take it to the next level, and then you're
Oh yeah.
super in. Like that's what Green Day did to me. I was just blown away by their live show, and just got hooked. So
So that's cool. You brought up that you're a big fan of Jewel. You've gotten to play with Jewel, haven't you?
Yes, we got to open for Jewel a couple summers ago, and that was super like bucket list stuff for sure. It was awesome, and she was incredible.
That's so cool to hear. Tell me, I'm gonna kind of switch gears just a little bit. Tell me about the evolution of your sound. I know that you said that you started out doing soundtracks. Are you talking about score or soundtrack?
Kind of both.
Okay.
I haven't scored like a full blown, film or anything like that. But I have scored instrumental music for scenes for TV, like in Netflix and stuff like that.
Okay.
But then also we've lent some Hook Like Helen music or even some music I've done under other project names, like to soundtracks, like music that already existed, and then they just were like, oh, this will work. So like a little bit of both.
I know Liar is an absolutely beautiful song and it's
Thank you.
from a soundtrack. And then you kind of, that's what got me curious about the evolution is because you kind of go from Liar, which is, it's a beautiful song. And me being a fan of like the Beatles and Radiohead and things like that, I can totally get into a slower paced song. But these last few that you've put out have been very upbeat and rock. And so that's why I was curious about the evolution of your sound. Is it on purpose? Is it because you've just kind of formed a full band over time? Tell me about that a little bit.
Well, thank you. First of all, I'd love to hear that. Yeah, it's been the we've become more and more true to ourselves as time has gone on. Not to say that Liar wasn't authentic, because it totally was, and it was autobiographical. I wrote the song first, and then they found it and put it in the movie. So that was like cool, really cool, honestly, because it was a dance film it was the sequel to a dance film that had done really well overseas, and so they kind of like wrote the scene around the song
Oh,
basically. Like
wow.
they found the song and they were like, we're gonna do this whole thing with this like Liar moment, and then they had like the choreography and everything. So um all that being said, a lot of kind of the earlier Hook Like Helen stuff was more catered to like, okay, we are trying to fit into this box of like what is being asked of us in terms of genre and whatever, whatever's needed for the production. And then the more that we were able to get out and play live and, be ourselves, and like we're very high energy on stage, it just the heaviness just made more sense. And obviously we're not like the heaviest band, but just like we feel like we've been able to just sort of like pull back some layers of like what people are expecting or wanting, and just saying no, we're gonna do what we want to do, and then the people that want that will just have to find us. We'll have to find them.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Nirvana and Green Day, and there's some that's the kind of upbeatedness I mean is it's pop, but it's upbeat pop like Green Day or like Nirvana or something like that. And I know that pop is like a forbidden word in rock music, but I mean if you ask Kurt Cobain, he'd have said his music was pop music. So
Yeah.
absolutely. Tell me about some of your influences or heroes. I know that we talked about some of your musical ones, but tell me about some of your maybe outside of music, or maybe it's not your favorite band, but they influenced you in a way that you didn't expect.
I like Anthony Bourdain.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I loved his show and his book and everything about that guy. I like a lot. I think he's a good role model. Maybe that's not a good word for him, but I
No,
like him.
totally. Yeah, he was real. He was
Yeah,
so real.
the realness of Bourdain was awesome.
And we appreciate that a lot, because there's so much not realness going on in life, I guess, as it turns out. But just in the industry and everything, just some of that two-faced and whatever, and for looks or whatever. So whenever you sense that in an artist or a speaker, a comedian or a writer or whatever, we love that for sure. I'm trying to think of,
You got another
can I
one?
say Dave Chappelle? I love Dave.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I love Dave Chappelle so much, and like literally, he's got this line that his mom told him that said, "Sometimes you have to be the lion until you can be the lamb that you really are," and that resonated with me. And then we went to see his show recently in Cleveland, and he had the hoodie with that line on it, and
Oh,
I like
wow.
started crying. I was like, "Yes, we have to have this hoodie."
We bought it.
Yeah, I was like fangirling like a total weirdo in the in the merch line.
Not at all.
But yeah.
You should have seen how I got when quick story about me, not to make it about me, but I grew up. One of my favorite bands of all time is Tripping Daisy, and they're from Dallas. I'm in Longview, which is a couple hours east of Dallas. But I was 15, 16 when Tripping Daisy was around, so a trip to Dallas in the mid 90s wasn't easy. They finally came to a town that was about a half hour away from me. I was so excited to go, and then it was 21 and up, and I couldn't go. And then their
Oh,
guitar player died right after that. So I was like, oh man, I'm never going to get to see Tripping Daisy. Well, fast forward to 2024, my wife saw that they were getting back together and playing they were the only act playing. They were playing for 2 straight hours, and she bought me tickets to go see them. And I bought everything that I could, the album right there, and it's just the whole concert. I was just bawling. So I
yeah.
completely understand.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
awesome. Just had to wait till 2024.
Yeah.
I had to wait a little longer, but it was worth the wait because, and it
Yes.
also gave me time to really just dive all the way in and know almost every song back to front to where when I did get to see them, it was that much of an experience. So it did end up working out.
Perfect.
That's amazing. I love that.
So tell me something about you that we don't know. We've talked about a lot of things that are pretty personal already. So if there's not much else, that's cool. I get it. But there might be something out there about you that we don't know that you would love for your fans to know.
Hmm.
Hmm. Do you have anything?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
I mean, some of my fans probably totally do know this, but I'm a big hot sauce person. Like, I always have to have hot sauce on literally everything I eat to the point of it's almost like a compulsion or something. But
I
um,
remember when we were in the band together in LA, like back in 2012 or 2011, we were at like McDonald's or something, like after the show. And I'll never forget Nikki sitting down with her food, and then she gets her purse out and she pulls out like a Tabasco bottle and like a Cholula
I
bottle.
had more than one.
Yeah, at
That makes sense.
McDonald's. And I had never seen anyone carry hot sauce in their purse until that moment. But that was like the first time
That's
that I
funny.
really met you. So you've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, my whole life, man.
You got to respect the hustle of being prepared, though, knowing that that's what you like and you bring it with you.
Yeah, no, we will order our food at a restaurant, and if there's no hot sauce, she would walk to a grocery store and come back.
Well, that
The
only
food gets
happened
there.
one time.
So, no, that literally did happen.
One time is enough to bring it up, though.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, because fitness and like nutrition is another big thing for us, like especially for like our mental health, honestly. So like we are like pretty strict on the nutritional side, except for cheat days. So it was a cheat day, and like I can't just
Not have
have
hot
my,
sauce.
You can't halfway it.
bacon. Yeah, come on. I gotta have my hot sauce. So, in my defense, that was why.
Do you have a favorite song to sing or play? Could be one of yours, or it could be someone else's if you just like to just kind of sing in the shower or sit around and get warmed up on the guitar or something like that.
I love playing our song "Promise Me You'll Run." That's my favorite song to play.
Oh, cool. I love that. That's probably one of my favorites
She's
of
always
ours.
singing something.
Yeah,
It's
I like
always
to
Michael
sing.
Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, for singing though, it was like Mariah Carey was like I always warm up to Mariah Carey music and her songs. Vanishing. I can't actually keep up with her on it, but that's the one where like I know if I'm hitting some of those notes, like I'm probably warmed up enough.
Not many that can keep up with her.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
And you keep bringing up Michael Jackson, which 6 Degrees of Michael Jackson brings me to Cassandra Carson because they did a cover of Thriller last year, which
Yes.
you were a part of the video for One Dark Night,
Yeah.
their Sweet Dreams video. I want you to talk about that because I've honestly, since I saw you in it, been wanting to talk to you about it because that was so cool. How did you I don't know how collabs come about, but it feels like the collab process for you to get involved in that was such a left turn that it was fascinating to me how you even got involved with that in the first place.
So that one was, I am so happy to say, this was an authentic collaboration where it was like we became friends with some cool friends groups and then we wanted to help and we were able to. And they, you know what I mean? Like it was like, it wasn't just some, oh, our people put it with, their people. It was like we met Neil at a show, Neil Zaza, coolest dude ever. We're from the same general area of Ohio.
He's become a good friend.
He's totally become a good friend, like such a like so like helpful, like kind of like a mentor.
Very kind guy, very
Oh
kind
my
guy.
gosh.
He's awesome.
Oh, that's cool. So you know him, like
Well, he's reposted when I would do a reaction or something like that, and it got me a little traction. Just even the little bit of help that I can get. He didn't have to, do that for me. He could, but I just thought that that was thoughtful and really cool, and he's always because of that struck me as such a really nice guy.
Yeah.
yes, yeah, and it's so like amazing to see someone who's like accomplished so much and is so incredibly talented and done so many things, just like still have time to just like be nice. It's like no excuses for anyone else then. you know but so we met him, and he actually just
Well, we
was like,
we collabed on One Dark Night. So he does the show every Halloween called One Dark Night, and it's a real awesome production, big show.
yeah,
And
I'm trying
we
to remember the order of things.
and Nikki was a vocalist in the show. She did
A couple of songs.
yeah.
And then they were like going to be shooting this music video, and they were like, we need a Disney princess or whatever, and I was like, that's crazy because I'm obsessed with Disney. I've always wanted to be a Disney princess. So it was like super fun and like super happy to do it. That I met Cassandra at that point because we hadn't done One Dark Night yet. Now it's all coming into place, and she was so cool. And I'm like, another incredibly talented person that just like
Phenomenal
is
singer.
also nice and like down to earth and all that stuff. So it was just like
Yeah.
a really fun
Yeah.
day, really cool place, and I was honored to be a part of it.
As somebody that does radio, and especially in the form that I do it, you have small little dreams. And one dream that's so silly, I know, but is for the band to be on stage and go, surprise radio. And Cassandra Carson made that dream come true when I finally got to see them in Fort Worth last year. So uh,
Awesome.
I mean, aside from the fact that she's incredibly talented and probably my wife's very favorite singer that she's heard now that she's heard her. And she's a little older than me, so she grew up on 80s rock. So she was blown away by her. To have someone like that holler at you from the stage is just like, moment. It's so cool.
That's
Very
so
cool.
awesome. I love that.
I'm glad to hear that she's like that for, all the occasions, not just because there's a stage presence. You have to be cool on stage. You don't have to be cool behind stage. So it's cool to hear that she is.
100%.
Yeah,
And I believe that. I believe that
Yeah.
about her.
their whole circle was very welcoming to Nikki and I. And,
Yeah.
and really couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah, we feel like so lucky. We've got like friends now. They're nice.
Absolutely. I haven't seen you dabble in it much outside of maybe with One Dark Night or something like that. But is there a cover that you'd like to do, especially a Hooked Like Helen cover?
Oh, well, I don't even want to give it away yet. So I won't even say that. We're gonna cover a song for our upcoming EP release show. Um, so let me just roll. I don't want to give it away. You know what? I'm just gonna say it because the people who are gonna listen to this, if we do put it out before the show, are like the hardcores, and they deserve to have that little piece of information. So we're gonna do "Dirty Diana" by Michael Jackson, and we're gonna like mash it up with a song of ours that happens to be in the same key. So it's like it just felt right.
It really meshes well with our
Yes,
track.
and we have Dougie Manross on guitar, who has been playing guitar with us for almost a year now, and
He's an absolute shredder.
he's just gonna shred all over it. And he's gonna be the Slash. It's gonna be so fun.
That is exciting. I have a friend that lives in Cleveland. If that is a hometown show, I might have to go stay with her to see that. That is something I got to see.
Yes,
Awesome. Let's go.
let's go.
I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but I can at least dream about making it happen, right?
Yeah, one day.
So you've been talking about that you've been a touring band for about 3 years. Do you have a favorite tour that you've been on, or maybe just a favorite venue that you've played at?
Ooh, we have a lot of favorite venues.
So the Goldfield Trading Post in Roseville, California, was an
Yeah.
incredible night. It was it called the Boston Music Hall?
Brighton Music Hall.
Music Hall in
In
Boston.
Boston.
Even I've heard of that.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
so good.
It was insane.
The Masquerade in Atlanta is
Hell.
that's top notch.
And then of course the Craft House in Pennsylvania.
So we have a lot of favorite venues.
Yeah, we do.
That is
All of
totally
the
cool.
tours- All of the tours have been great. Anybody that we've run with or gone with or open for, I mean, I really can't complain about anybody, really. I mean, they've all been fun and great experiences in their own different way.
Right.
So,
Awesome memories.
Yeah,
like,
so
no matter
those
what.
are all
Even the
memories.
crazy stuff.
yeah, it's always such a good time. But yeah,
That's what being a rock star is about, is the crazy stuff, right?
Yeah. Which ours is probably not all that crazy, to be honest. But
yeah, we're actually pretty tame these days.
So on that note, though, do you have any dream tour mates? They can be some friends of yours that you know, or they can be like, someone like Green Day or someone that's just a bucket list type thing. Do you have anything like that?
I got a million bucket list tours.
There's no
Green
one we
Day.
wouldn't tour with.
I would love to tour with like the Deftones. That would be huge. I
That would
would
be
really,
really
really love
cool.
that.
Hailstorm, I
Yeah,
think would be pretty
it'd be
epic.
great to go out with them.
And Lizzie Hale is really good about bringing independent bands along with her, not just for a stop or two, but for actually the whole tour. If I'm not mistaken, I think Nova Twins is touring with them right now,
Cool.
Nice.
or maybe
Okay.
that's Evanescence.
Oh, I think it is Evanescence. I remember
Okay, yeah,
those. Yep.
Oh, well, so is
It's
Evanescence and
Evanescence,
Spirit
Spirit Box,
Box?
and Nova Twins.
you're right. That is it. That is it.
Gotcha. Okay. But it could be though.
I mean, yeah, it could be. She is really good about it, even though I got that wrong. She is really good about it, so I love that.
Yeah, we haven't met her yet, but we've met a lot of people who have, and they all say really nice things about her.
Tell me about your interests outside of music. I know that you said that you write soundtracks, so that's obviously one, but it could just be something you enjoy, just the two of you, like watching a TV show or movies, books, games, something like that.
Our favorite show ever was Breaking Bad.
Yes, we've watched it 2 times through all the way.
We're rewatching The Office right now with our son, who is absolutely in love with the show.
Yeah, he's 13 and he's just like the right age to just think all that stuff is just the best. So it's
Yeah.
really cute getting to watch it through his eyes now.
And what do you like to do that's not musical?
I mean, kickboxing is, but that's part of the fitness thing, but it is so fun. It is just like if music got taken away from me, I think I would like go and try to become like a personal trainer and like get like super into kickboxing.
Well, see, and that also fits into the something about you that we might not have known is that you're so into kickboxing. So that's cool. You can not only kick ass on stage, but you can do it if you need to.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
right.
You know,
Self defense only.
there was one time when he put on one of those little protective vest things, and
One time.
yeah,
Yes.
and I did one
How you
kick.
caught that? Yeah. Correct.
I didn't even give it my all, but he like doubled over. It
Yeah.
was. I was like, oh, geez, okay. I need to be
You
careful.
do not want to take a kick to the gut. from
You
her.
felt bad and good at the same time, huh?
Yes, it was such a weird
She
combo.
smiled. It's like, oh. Like,
Well, he's all like, "What did you say?" You're like chicken shit or something, and then you're all, "Oh." It was like a
I think she went easy on me the first time, and I was like weak, and then she gave me one and knocked me right down.
okay, yeah. So
You literally ate your words.
yeah.
Yes.
And before we run out of time, I want to make sure that we mention any upcoming tours, singles, EPs, things of that nature that we want to promote. I know that we obviously talked about that incredible show that you're talking about doing, but is there anything else on the immediate horizon or anything like that that you want to promote right now?
Yes, please. We are super excited that we're going to be going on tour as support for Charlotte Sands in September with Yanaka as well. So it's going to be a North American tour. There's a Toronto date. That'll be our first time playing Canada. And it's East Coast, West Coast. It ends in LA at the Roxy on September 27th. And then we're going to headline some dates on the way back. So we will be in Texas, but biggest state ever, Austin and El Paso and Atlanta, some other places that we're super pumped about that. Of course, the EP is dropping on August 14th. That's the day that we're doing the EP release show in Cleveland.
And our
And
video Dopamine comes
yes,
out that day too.
the music video for Dopamine and the final single will be out that day as well. And that's a song that like the fans have been waiting for like 3 years, and finally, we
Okay, so the live audience knows about it.
Oh,
yes, yeah. I think it's probably a fan favorite, like, which is kind of why we like waited till last. And we really wanted to make like a really, full concept video for it, and we pulled it off here in Cleveland with our friends. And I edited it, and I almost went insane, like 7 days straight of like nothing but like getting it right. But it's done, and it is gonna be out. So, and I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
And then lastly, I want to make sure if you have any that we take a moment to shout out any sponsors you may have.
If anybody would like to sponsor us,
Yeah, we're open.
About 60% of the bands I interview, that is their answer. Anybody out there, I'm all about it. And I will say, though, for anybody that is interested in doing it, I'm just going to add mental health advocate, healthy, positive type shows. This is the kind of sponsor you want, guys. Y'all jump on it.
Yeah.
Energy drinks, y'all. Hot sauce.
Hooked Like Helen, thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope that your EP release goes well, that the show goes well, that your future goes well. And thanks again for coming on.
Thank you for having us. It's a blast.
Absolutely. Thank you.